Somebody tell me we're good.
All right.
Okay.
2024 Iowa State Fair, talking right now with Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds. Thank you so much, Governor, for coming down and talk to us today.
Yeah, I'm anxious to be here. Of course, we're getting ready for the Governor's Charity Steer Show, one of my favorite events of the entire fair, and looking forward to getting in that show ring.
All right, we were just talking before we went on. It's been a couple years since the Governor took home the title, and so pretty soon they may take the name away from your office if you don't win. So,
hey, I know. My husband Kevin was the last one to actually win, and that was in 2020 when it was off-site. So it's been a while. It's time to bring that prize back home.
Though if he doesn't win, Secretary Nag always has a conspiracy theory about it, so as to how that works. But it's always a great time, and of course we've been talking to some of the show people, and of course your partner Alexa today. And these kids are just so involved and so happy to be a part of this situation.
I know. First of all, to be able to show in the Governor's Charity Steer Show, they're just really honored to be a part of it. They spend so much time getting these steers ready, and really, it's like a family pet. They love these animals. They are with them in the morning, they're through the day, and at the end of the night, there's a lot that goes into getting them ready. In fact, I was just watching them do the finishing touches with Ritz just a few moments ago. So she's ready to go, excited to be here, and hopefully we can do what we need to do to get across the finish line.
When you see those steers getting ready, I swear they're more pampered than some people are.
Oh, for sure. I don't take that much time to get ready in the morning. It's unbelievable. They're blowing it dry. And
I know. And it's amazing, though, how much, like you said, how they're part of the family. And then that's when it becomes a bittersweet moment when they have the auction at the end. But that's where the money's raised, and that's what the kids know they're getting involved in. But it's always a bittersweet moment because they've worked so hard. But there again, they are all so proud to be part of this. And they, of course, got to be there yesterday at the Ronald McDonald House to give back a little bit and see what it's all about. That's when it really seems to hit home with them.
Yeah, I think that's helpful. We've always done that. That's been a tradition. They go over there and they help. They clean. I think one of them was telling me they were doing the bathrooms and the toilets. And so they really get in there and work. And we had so many, they're such hard workers. Yeah. They're used to being on the farm. They're used to doing chores. They're used to working hard. And that's one of the blessings for our state, because Iowa's known for its work ethic, and a lot of that comes from just our ag background.
Yep.
It's really, like you said, it's bittersweet. My heart just goes out to them at the end. And then, just like life on the farm, they turn around and they're buying next year's steer, and they're going to start the process all over again.
Yeah, that they are. And, of course, looking forward to it. We broke the $5 million mark last year for total raised for the Ronald McDonald houses. Hopefully just going to keep adding to that. And it's great that 42 years later, we are still doing this to make it happen.
I know. Not many things last that long, and it still has the same excitement. In fact, we broke records on the money that we've raised, I think, over the last 3 or 4 years. Yep. We continue to get better. So $501,000 is what we did last year. So hopefully we can break the record this year. I think we have some new people that are in there that may be looking to buy some of the steers, so that's good. I think when they started going online and giving people the opportunity to do that, to donate, that's good too. But $5 million over the years, what we've raised, that's something that's significant.
So I got to ask about then your getting ready and your training and preparation for being in the steer ring and doing all that. So how do you get yourself psyched up to ready to do that?
Well, first of all, I tell you, my muscles aren't what they used to be, and it takes everything I have to hold that steer head up for as long as I have to hold that steer head up. So that's always a challenge, but I rely a lot on the kids. I say, tell me what I need to do. Tell me if I'm holding the stick the right way, if I've got the brush the comb back in my pocket right. I said showman's part of it as well.
Yep.
So we really work together pretty well, and I like that. That's the fun part.
So obviously, we know there's a lot of things going on in agriculture in the state beyond the steer show, and we love highlighting that. But I know you just recently, you and the delegation sent a letter to Secretary Vilsack about revamping some of the policies. It's not so much what's being done, it's just how it's being done and how it needs to be kind of updated for the times. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're talking about the disaster.
Yes.
I sent several letters to Secretary Vilsack here recently. But, we have had a really tough year again between tornadoes and flooding. We've had a lot of damage to our agricultural community. They don't have the same, for some reason, SBA, Small Business Association, doesn't consider farming a business, which from that perspective is crazy to me to start with. And so our farmers didn't have the opportunity to have a forgivable loan or interest for the first year. And so we stood one up and just asked him either to allow farmers to participate in SBA because this is a business, or stand up a program that's similar to what SBA offers for our farmers. So in the interim, we will stand a program up and make this available so they can go ahead and borrow, and then we will forgive the interest up to, so it'll be interest-free loan up to 50,000 that will become due at the end of the year.
And a lot of people don't realize that, a lot of these farms, even though they're family farms, have become a business entity because of the fact for tax or for legal reasons or whatever have you, they've become a separate business, but the family is still obviously the beneficiary of that.
Right. And we just need to recognize that. And it's too hard. So we need to look at the whole process. I mean, my team was able to stand up a new program in 2 weeks. And when you look at the federal government, whether it's FEMA, SBA, USDA, everyone is a different intake form. They're 40 pages long. Everything is paper. There's no automation. It's just ridiculous. They should streamline it. There should be one intake form, one questionnaire. You can get the majority of the information in that one go. And then if you have to add some additional information, depending on the program, that's fine. But it needs a lot of work.
I understand that. So going back to the positive side of agriculture, obviously the Iowa State Fair, the great showcase. Secretary Nag always calls it the Super Bowl of agriculture in Iowa. But there's so much on display and so much, no matter how much we've had to challenge this year, there's always so much for our farmers to be proud of here at the fair.
Oh my gosh, well, it's the best of the best, and it showcases who we are as a state, who we are as Iowans. It's the very best of ag, of industry, of livestock, of arts, of culture. You name it. I mean, and food. I'm eating my way through that. And again, we got producers that are doing that. So
exactly.
In fact, I was up flipping pork chops today. So we did that earlier today. And then I'm going to show a steer this afternoon. I've already been in the cattleman quarters. So we've had an opportunity to hand out a lot of steaks and prime rib and hamburgers. And I don't know, the new Burt in whatever that hot dog thing looking is. I got to get the name of it down, but it looks good.
I have to check that out myself. I know the one I'm looking for is actually the Turkey Federation. The burnt end mac and cheese. I mean, you can't go wrong there.
Oh, no.
Turkey, burnt end mac and cheese. Got to try that.
I got to figure when I'm doing eggs and when we're doing turkey. So, we're agnostic when it comes to our producers.
You have to be, but the thing is there's so much to cover that it almost takes the whole fair to do it.
I know. It takes all 11 days, so thank goodness I'm out here every single day working my way and eating my way and showing off.
So I have to ask, I ask every year, but what is the first thing you go for on that list of things that you have to try when you're out here?
Well, I started this year, and it's just like a bad start, but, I went, like I said, I went right to the cattlemen's quarters. But I don't know if you haven't had it's kind of the sweet side. If you haven't had a peaches donut, for heaven's sakes, do not leave the fair without having a peaches donut. So I felt like we were here early. So we started with that, and then I said I went right over to the cattleman quarters and had a double cheeseburger.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those. Can't go wrong with that. Well, Governor, thank you so much for your time and appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing how this turns out with the steer show today.
I got to put one more plug in because I went from there to the dairy barn where we usually do, and of course I had raspberry cheesecake ice cream. So,
I was told that, yes.
Or
Secretary
it's
Nag,
or something like that.
Secretary Nag always has we have over-unders on how many shakes he gets a day.
I got to get on that one. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Governor.
Thank you.
All right, we're good.